city competing for jobs.
Plus, a heads up, if you're hitting the road, there are some lane closures you need to know about to help make your travels trouble-free.
Just a little bit of rain out there right now. More on the way for tomorrow. The details here on 13 News at 11.
Working for you. 13 News at 11 begins now.
Good evening to you, and thanks for joining us. I'm Jennifer Abney.
And I'm Don Hammond. Getting up to speed in Ashland, Kentucky. City is broadband now, but many local business owners say they need faster internet. Now they've got a plan to get it.
13 News reporter Chase Numbers has more on how this lightning-fast broadband upgrade can boost the city's economy.
Faster internet helps everybody pretty much everywhere.
The city of Ashland is working on a plan to create one of the fastest internet systems in the tri-state area.
I think it's going to give us a leg up on economic development.
Ashland Mayor Chuck Charles says the city is creating a plan to bring in stronger, faster broadband access that would be completely funded by bonds and grants.
If we have that here, it would be such a tremendous tool to help bring those businesses here in Ashland.
And many business owners like commercial real estate developer Paul Knight think this will help them thrive and grow.
It's one of those things that won't be the definitive selling factor, but it will definitely be a feature that will certainly help.
In Tri-State Rehab Services, physical therapist Zachary Grimm agrees, saying the low bandwidth has really slowed him down.
It does bog down sometimes. You know, sometimes it's all right, but then you can also tell during peak hours, you know that you're going to get slower responses and stuff like that.
Grimm says he relies heavily on the internet throughout his workday, and this would give him more time to care for his patients and be able to do it much faster.
Connect to doctor's offices faster and get things sent back and forth quicker. Every single documented note we do, every evaluation, discharge, everything is all done online.
For 13 News, I'm Chase Numbers working for you in Ashland, Kentucky.
Now, Mayor Charles hopes to have a plan on that upgraded internet to the City Commission by July.
Weather-wise, a little chill in the air today, but mostly dry today as well.
Of course, the question is, will the dry days last? And I actually got a little sprinkle on my head when I went out to my car, so I'm guessing no, Spencer?
No, here's the little light rain, as you mentioned, too. And, you know, literally outside at about 9, had to go back outside again real quick at about 9:30, and the same deal, sprinkles on the glasses. So just little wipers here for a walk later this evening if you wear spectacles. All right, Charleston right now, again, just a little sprinkle here or there. There's a heavier shower around the Huntington area, and again, you can see it there in the yellows and the oranges right there. So Cabell County, you have a nice little splash, and Charleston, it's a sprinkle. In areas in southeast Ohio, it's a sprinkle, and down to the south, not much going on at this point. So I would say I-64 and points north, that's where you have some honest to goodness rain overnight, and then the rest of us will kind of fill in the gaps as the sun rises. 54 in Huntington, 54 in Charleston, with a lot of these 50s, very, very similar readings all over the place, and that is anywhere from 2 to 9 to 12 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. So we are not going to have the big freeze. No frost tonight. 48 at the bus stop with showers. We'll come back and show you how long the rain lasts, how much we can see, and look for signs of a warm-up in just a few minutes.
Spencer, today the West Virginia special legislative session is underway, and some hope for quick action.
Lawmakers gaveled into session at noon today trying to solve the state's budget crisis. The legislature is looking at a mix of budget cuts, tax increases, and taking surplus money from existing agency accounts to balance the budget. Right now, the deficit stands at near $300 million. The strongest sentiment is for raising taxes on tobacco products. Republican leaders and the governor want a 45 cents per pack increase, while many Democrats want a full dollar tax hike. Right now, it's unclear if the sides will be able to compromise.
That there's some revenue measures necessary, and we feel like there is support for a 45-cent tobacco tax increase, and we feel like that has the best chance of advancing the House too.
If there is another way to get revenue from another source so that we come out equal to the dollar, I'm fine with that.
Now, the Senate has not voted on the 45-cent tobacco tax tonight. Now, when they do that, we're going to certainly that will go to the House for consideration. There's also talk of taxing cell phones and landlines, as well as raising the sales tax. But as of now, no hearing scheduled on those particular items right now.
Ohio Governor John Kasich has rejected the idea of running as a third-party candidate to try to stop Donald Trump from winning the presidency. Kasich said in an interview with Anderson Cooper today that he feels running in third party doesn't really feel right. Ted Cruz and Kasich ended their bids for the Republican nomination about 2 weeks ago after Donald Trump won the Indiana Republican primary. Kentucky voters pick their favorite Democratic candidate for president tomorrow. Hillary Clinton is making a big final push for their support. She was in Lexington earlier today. Television ads are airing and Clinton is touring the state in advance of Tuesday's vote. But rival Bernie Sanders hopes to add Kentucky to his string of wins. Lexington Mayor Jim Gray is the favorite Democrat tomorrow in the Democratic primary for the U.S. Senate. The winner in the field of 7 candidates will go on to face Rand Paul in November. We'll have team coverage, of course, of the Bluegrass primary tomorrow on 13 News. We also have continuing coverage for you on our website. Just go to tristateupdate.com and click on the Elections tab.
Now, those 2 shootings that occurred this weekend has the Charleston Police Department working round-the-clock overtime. First, at Boondocks Bar and Grill, left a Dunbar man, Jermaine Sutton, dead. 3 others wounded there. Donnell Strong wanted by police in this case. The second shooting on the 700 block of Orchard Street, it left James Howell and James Shaw injured. Both have been treated and released for non-life-threatening gunshot wounds.
These incidents were isolated, and they were very specific to the criminal element. Once we get some of these suspects locked up, they won't be able to reoffend. We have gone 4 months without any type of shooting on the west side.
Investigators believe the shooting next to Stonewall Jackson Middle School is drug-related, and they say there should be no further threat to the public there. This time, there's no connection between the 2 shootings.
We have new details tonight on the threat to a Clay County school. 2 teenage boys are served with juvenile petitions for crimes of making terroristic threats. The petitions also charge the 2 teens with conspiracy and solicitation to commit murder. Clay County schools, you may remember, closed for 3 days earlier this month due to concerns of that possible threat. State police say there may actually be more juvenile petitions being served in the future.
Heroin overdoses on the rise, fueled by a mix of heroin and an opioid called fentanyl, 30 to 50 times as powerful as heroin itself. A special report was shown on CBS Nightly News with Scott Pelley about the opioid addiction and how it affects our country. 1 person dies every day from an overdose in Chicago. Overdose deaths highest in West Virginia, New Mexico, New Hampshire, Kentucky, and Ohio.
1 person is dead after a vehicle hit a tree just south of Pikeville, Kentucky. Pike County Sheriff's Office telling us a single crash occurred in the Caney Creek community about 10 miles south of Pikeville. Investigators say 55-year-old Tina Braham veered off of Route 23 and hit that tree. The crash remains under investigation tonight.
State mining officials now investigating the death of a coal miner in northern West Virginia. Department of Commerce spokesperson says information is suggesting the miner at the Lear mine in Grafton may have suffered a sort of medical condition. She says a full investigation is underway by the State Office of Miners Health, Safety and Training. Marks the 2nd reported death at a West Virginia coal mine this year.
An iconic men's clothing store in our area is closing its doors. Kelly's, which opened in 1934, will close its location on Bridge Road in the South Hills of Charleston on Friday, May 28th. In January of 2015, Kelly's West Side store closed. The store was actually ran by Oris Kelly and his wife Lou until their deaths in the late 80s. Congratulations to them for many years of success, though. Well, starting tonight, lanes on I-64 east and west on the Kenneth Hess Bridge will be closed. Tonight and tomorrow, there will be lane closures from 7 p.m. till 6 a.m. There will also be a right lane closure on I-64 east after the McCorkle Avenue off-ramp and ending before the Kanawha Turnpike on-ramp. Heading west, the left-hand lanes will be closed from Kanawha Turnpike, ending just before McCorkle Avenue from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. From 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., the right-handed lane heading west will be closed from the Kanawha Turnpike off-ramp, ending before the McCorkle on-ramp.
Also in the news, one local professor offering insights on the growing movement toward locally sourced and produced food. Marshall University professor Dr. Montserrat Miller will present her lecture, The Unfolding Food Revolution, next Monday at Huntington City Hall. Dr. Miller's lecture comes from her new book titled Feeding Barcelona, about the European city's food markets and how growers in Huntington can use those lessons from there. This event begins at 6 in the evening. West Virginia is holding a state government career fair this Wednesday. If you're looking for work, the State Division of Personnel and Workforce West Virginia sponsoring this event at the Culture Center in Charleston. The event will provide job seekers information on full-time state government employment opportunities and benefits. Information will also be given to college students interested in the governor's internship program. And coming up tonight on 13 News at 11, the latest on Prince's estate.
Those who claim to be an heir to the late music icon may have to prove it with a DNA test they pay for.
And the White House wants to help solve a dispute between a big company and thousands of their employees.
And doing a lot with a lot less. Congress tries to tackle the Zika virus by spending only a fraction of what some say is actually required. We'll have that and more when we come back. Stay with us.
Start your day with a Tudor's Signature Country Breakfast Platter. For a limited time, get our Country Breakfast Platter for only $4.99. Say good morning with a Tudor's Biscuit World Country Breakfast Platter.
Hey, man. Who do you think Captain D was? Captain D was actually regional semi-pro hockey captain Doug LaCour. Fueled by his voracious love of seafood, Doug would punch holes in the ice with his bare hands for a mid-practice snack. You're full of it.
He sure is, Paul. Full of Captain D's Southern-style whitefish, topped with a special blend of Nashville hot seasonings for our Nashville hot fish. For full meals at just $4.99, it's gotta be D's.
Thanks for coming today. I want each of you to grab a 2x8 and cut it. You'll have 2 saws to choose from. You all chose the best tool for the job. Wouldn't it make sense to make the same choice when it comes to your truck?
Absolutely.
This is the 2016 Chevy Silverado.
Nice. A good-looking pickup. Incredible. I love it.
Find your tag and get a total value of $9,000 on this Silverado Double Cab All-Star. See your 5-star Chevy dealer.
Only at Hatcher's Greenhouse, Burlington, Ohio.
I am a pediatric nurse and providing care for the most fragile of lives. Seeing him smile for the first time in days. Helping her forget the pain. Placing new life in a loving mother's arms. And taking a special moment to make things better. These are among the many things that inspire me to be more caring and knowledgeable each and every day.
Welcome back. A judge in Minnesota says anyone claiming to be Prince's heir could be subject to DNA testing. The ruling comes as a special administrator for the singer's estate requested a way to test anyone claiming to be an heir of the late icon. Any potential heirs must pay, though, for DNA testing themselves. The legendary musician passed away last month after being found unresponsive at his home in Minnesota. Prince has a sister and 5 half-siblings who, under Minnesota law, could control the musician's estate if the singer did not have a will.
And a campaign backed by a billionaire, medical groups, and organized labor says it's collected more than 1 million signatures to qualify a ballot measure to raise California's cigarette tax by $2 a pack. Leaders of the Save Lives California campaign unloaded several boxes of signatures today at the San Diego County Registrar of Voters office and intended to deliver more to counties throughout the state. Nearly 600,000 signatures of registered voters must be verified for this proposed state constitutional amendment to make the ballot in November, would nearly triple California's tax to $2.87 a pack.
A civil rights group is asking a judge to stop North Carolina's enforcement of a new law that limits protections for members of the LGBT community. The ACLU suit comes as several other lawsuits make their way through the courts over House Bill 2, which says a person must use a restroom designated with a person's sex at birth. Several people were arrested at a rally against the House bill. A similar rally 3 weeks ago ended with the arrest of more than 50 people inside the legislative administrative building.
And the Obama administration now stepping in to help resolve a strike at tech giant Verizon. 36,000 Verizon workers went on strike in April. Their biggest grievance was the outsourcing of jobs to Mexico, the Philippines, and the Dominican Republic. U.S. Labor Secretary Thomas Perez met all sides on Sunday and got them to agree to come back to the negotiation table on Tuesday. And the Supreme Court rids itself of a dispute between faith-based groups and the Obama administration over the complicated birth control issue. The court is asking lower courts to take another look at the issue in a search for a compromise here. At issue is the arrangement by the federal government to spare faith-based groups from having to pay for birth control for women covered under their health plans.
House Republicans are offering up just a third of the money requested by President Barack Obama to battle the Zika virus. They unveiled a $622 million measure today that would fund development of a vaccine and control mosquitoes that spread the virus, among other things. The CDC says that Zika causes microcephaly and other fetal brain defects. The Senate is set to vote on several competing Zika proposals tomorrow.
And a new report suggesting that while grandma's cholesterol may be okay, perhaps the doctor should be asking about her social life as well. The findings are in proceedings of the National Academy of Science suggesting that in addition to physical ailments, factors such as loneliness also play a role in the well-being of older adults.
Dog owners, take note. The first prescription medication for treating your pup's anxiety over loud noises like fireworks and thunder is now coming to the market. Veterinary medicine maker Zotis of Florham Park, New Jersey, said recently that the approved Soleo will be available through U.S. veterinarians within just a week.
And police in suburban Chicago say Irish singer-songwriter Sinead O'Connor has been found safe. Willamette police say O'Connor has been located, though they won't say where she was found. Authorities had released a statement this morning saying they'd put out a well-being check for O'Connor after she reportedly went on a bike ride yesterday and never returned.
Coming up on 13 News at 11, the cold does more than just give you chills.
Yeah, it can also cause huge headaches for those who like to garden. We'll explain more about that.
Plus, Spencer's back with your complete Storm Tracker 13 forecast. That's coming up. Stay with us.
Experience the thrill of the Lexus IS F-Sport, because the ultimate expression of power is control. This is the pursuit of perfection.
Let me get a McPick 2.
Check out the fresh new look on McDonald's McPick 2 menu.
Let me get a McPick 2.
Now choose any 2 delicious McDonald's classics for just $5.
Mix and match, share and savor. Superfine, name your flavor.
Grab a friend today and pick your faves.
Pick any 2 iconic tastes, like a Big Mac, Quarter Pounder with cheese, filet of fish, 10-piece chicken McNuggets, or a basket of fries for $5.
Honda knows, in today's hectic world, it's good to leave everything behind. But when it comes to your car, you want to get everything you can. It's why we put a multi-angle rear view camera, text message reader, and dual zone climate control standard in every 2016 Accord, with a redesigned body to match. Nothing compares to a Honda. The restyled Accord, the best-selling car in America.
You were just fired from your job. Now you're worried about keeping food on the table, paying your light bill, your mortgage is due. How are you going to survive? If your life was flipped upside down because you lost your job, call Schaefer and Schaefer. You may have been fired illegally. We've helped thousands of West Virginians, and we'd like to help you. Call now for help. If you were fired, call 1-800-344-9486. Schaefer and Schaefer.
With dynamic performance to help you hold the curve, and bold styling to stay ahead of the curve. The Lexus RX, RX Hybrid, and RX F-Sport. This is the RX Elevated. This is the pursuit of perfection.
Welcome back. Well, if you've already planted your vegetable garden, like my co-anchor, depending on where you live, your plants could have some frost damage.
Yeah, we had to cover our plants last couple of nights, in fact. Now, Andy Critchfield at Critchfield Farms in Roane County says some sure signs of damage are brown leaves and wilted look to the plant. Says tomatoes are hardy, while beans, peppers, eggplants, and cucumber are more vulnerable to frost. But in the future, he says, you can take action to prevent damage, but you'll have to wake up early.
We've had tomatoes planted for 3 or 4 weeks now, and we were out this morning watering everything, covering everything back with water, and that seems to help. It had a light frost on ours, but everything seems to be okay.
Says it is okay to trim the brown leaves off tomatoes, but take care not to cut the heart of that plant, which is the very top of the main stem.
Now, Storm Tracker 13 with the area's most powerful HD live Doppler radar.
I'm not much of a gardener. I'm just trying not to maybe take the tip of my thumb. I'm really not good at that stuff at all. But you know what? Tonight you don't have to cover up the plants. We're okay. Watching the Doppler radar in motion now, actually, just watching these showers here as we're scanning the skies around Scioto County. And then this is sprinkle activity, light showers again from Cabell on into Kanawha. It's a little hard to separate again some of these little showers, so we're going to use a little different view momentarily. And again, well, those flood watches were a long time ago. Let's move now to this one. This is one I wanted to show you. That looks like it was just raining all over the place. Well, guess what? It wasn't earlier. Why? Because the air was super, super dry. And so we call that Virgo, when that rain or those snowflakes, ice crystals, evaporate before they reach the ground. That was the case all throughout the afternoon. You saw those high, thin clouds, and then they turn a little thicker and thicker. Now we actually have some honest-to-goodness rain. Highs today were really held in check. I mean, we should be way on up in the 70s, and we only had some low 60s today. It was only 63 in Charleston, 61 in Huntington. Now remember, we started off the day at anywhere from 32 in Parkersburg to 35 in Huntington and right around 34 in Charleston. It was 36 in Charleston. So again, it was super cold. Now tonight we don't have to cover the plants, which is great. 54 is the mark, 54, 55, very common around here. Now at the bus stop, first thing, showers, but it's warmer and 48 degrees, so you're thinking about umbrellas, ponchos, all that good stuff. Kind of an interesting setup. That's a cold front up here, and those showers, look at how that's line of showers, and they're just kind of stuck. Here's another warm front, and these showers are kind of funneling right along that warm front, right across I-64, but there's more rain back here, honest-to-goodness rain, south of Lexington. That's going to fill in the gap, too, in southern West Virginia. And check out the temperature setup. You have all the warmth down south, a little taste of some warmth. It's like a layer cake. So you have warm, cold, a little warmer, cold again, but at least we're not worrying about snow showers. Let's watch predictor, and it still shows this shower activity right here. This is now, well, that's 647. That's how precise we are. We're not dealing with 645, friends. No, you get 647 on this broadcast. That's precise. All right, now we move into lunchtime here at 12:35, and it looks like we have that big rain gone for a while. 6 o'clock, little gap, and then the last vestiges of that round of showers moving away overnight slowly, still lingering in the morning, Charleston and point south on Wednesday, but then we start to dry out for a while, and that would be pretty nice. Severe storm risk for tomorrow. I wanted to show you this. There are your categories, and none of our region is filled in. So you may hear a rumble of thunder, but it's not going to be a severe deal, and very few of those. Very few, mainly the southernmost counties. 48 degrees again for tonight with the showers then moving in. It's a rainy, drippy, dreary day tomorrow, and it's just cloudy in between. Highs near 65, a lot like today. And then we dry out, but the clouds are going to be stingy for Wednesday and 68. And then Thursday, sunshine is back, 73. 77 degrees on Friday, and then we see some showers coming in. And, you know, if I had to hazard a guess, just to kind of be, you know, out there, I'm going to say something like 7:43 at night on Friday. You know, we're precise. 74 degrees on Saturday and Sunday. We're in the mid-70s. All right, don't hold me to that. That was actually a joke, but Friday night. Saturday and Sunday, we're going to go with about 75 degrees, and there will be rounds of scattered showers and storms, and we'll get you those up-to-the-minute details as the week unfolds.
And we thank you for your accuracy. Still to come here on 13 News at 11, 13 officers given a prestigious award today.
We'll tell you why when we return. Stay with us.
Don't miss the new action comedy Rush Hour. New episode CBS Thursday.
Jack Kane on 13 News, working for you. Home break-ins are on the rise. How do you keep safe? We look at what security devices work best to protect your home.
You can catch criminals red-handed.
Watch Security Risk, Tuesday on 13 News at 11.
When it's serious, it's St. Mary's.
I went right back to that as soon as I got out of the hospital. I know God wasn't finished with me yet. They were pretty sure that I wasn't going to survive. I've survived wonderfully. And so I give all the glory to God. He used the right people at the right time.
At 13 News this morning,
working for you means telling you what's happening right now.
tracking weather, hour by hour, county by county.
At 13 News this morning, it's all about getting you up to the minute.
The minute you're up.
And keeping you up to the minute.
All morning long.
The E-Class has 11 intelligent driver assist systems. It recognizes pedestrians and alerts you. Warns you about incoming cross traffic. Cameras and radar detect dangers you don't. And it can even stop by itself. So in this crash test, one thing's missing. A crash. The 2016 E-Class. Lease the E350 for $499 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Spring is here and it's time to get your garden growing. Come to Grit's Midway Greenhouse for all your gardening needs. From blooming and tropical plants to soil and seeds, we have what you want, we have what you need. Grit's Midway Greenhouse on Route 62 just north of Eleanor and at Capitol Market.
You can get affordable luxury with Avalon pontoon boats from Blue Windle Marine in St. Albans. For ideal enjoyment for family and group outings, Blue Windle has been the top 10 dealer for Avalon boats for the past 10 years. Visit Blue Windle Marine on the water in St. Albans.
Welcome back. President Barack Obama called on the nation today to support its law enforcement officers as he bestowed the Medal of Valor on 13 officers who risked their lives to save others. In a ceremony in the White House East Room, President Obama draped the purple and yellow ribbons around the necks of officers who intervened in shooting rampages, hostage situations, and an armed robbery.
It is National EMS Week, and St. Mary's Medical Center and Trauma Services in Huntington held a luncheon today to thank all of the emergency medical service members for the work they do. Paramedics and EMTs were treated to a free lunch today. They had pulled pork, beans, and potato salad. Not too shabby. Hospital employees say it's important for these people just to take a moment and relax.
It's good for them to be able to come out and take a break and just sit down with each other and share some stories and just relax. It's a very stressful job, and you have to have some time to clear your mind and be at peace with yourself and what you do.
And we certainly appreciate what they do as well. All EMS workers who stopped by for the lunch also received goodie bags filled with some essentials to help out on the job.
And volunteers from some local McDonald's visited the Union Mission's Brookside Family Life Center. Franchise donated about 2,000 pounds of pulled pork to 3 different locations in the area, donation centers to be exact, and sent several volunteers to help serve the food.
Most of our restaurants are franchised, so they're small business owners who live and work in their communities. So they think it's really important to give back to where they live and work, and that's why we coordinated this donation with the Union Mission.
And this ton of meat was left over from one of the franchise's limited time offers.
Still to come on 13 News at 11. The Mountaineers are gearing up for the upcoming football season. After the break, we'll introduce you to the newest members of the team. Stay with us.
Early and save big during the Memorial Day sale happening now at Mattress Warehouse with 0% financing for 5 years and free HD TVs up to 50 inches. This is our biggest sale of the year. Buy now and get your choice of a free TV or free upgrade from a queen to a king on select sets. Free TVs, free upgrades, and 0% financing for 5 years. It's all happening now during the Memorial Day sale at Mattress Warehouse.
Wake up! It's breakfast time. Start your day with a Tudor's Signature Country Breakfast Platter, served with farm fresh eggs, a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit, home-fried potatoes, or our delicious fried apples with just the right touch of cinnamon, and your choice of sausage, bacon, or our new classic ham. For a limited time, get our Country Breakfast Platter for only $4.99. Say good morning with a Tudor's Biscuit World Country Breakfast Platter. Start your day the homemade way.
That's a gusty line of thunderstorms coming through.
Mommy, what's wrong? Mommy, what's going on?
It's okay, baby. I'm going to find out.
A few more downpours and a quick rumble of thunder as the system tracks this direction, but this area will be in the clear in about the next 10 minutes.
Everything's going to be okay, honey.
Who is that?
That's Spencer.
Get live broadcasts and instant weather alerts with the Storm Tracker 13 weather app.
Thanks for coming today. I want each of you to grab a 2x8 and cut it. You'll have 2 saws to choose from. You all chose the best tool for the job. Wouldn't it make sense to make the same choice when it comes to your truck?
Absolutely.
This is the 2016 Chevy Silverado.
Nice. A good looking pickup. Incredible. I love it.
Find your tag and get a total value of $9,000 on this Silverado Double Cab All-Star. See your 5-star Chevy dealer.
This is WOWK.
Graduation is in the rear view, so now it's time for the summer session of classes at West Virginia University, which means that the Mountaineers football team has welcomed some new players. They're enrolling in classes today guys like Will Greer, the University of Florida transfer, and Kaiser White, Kevin White's little brother, Karan White's little brother. He's trying to come in and get one of those safety positions in WVU's secondary. Also see there the JUCO transfer, running back Justin Crawford, expected to make an immediate impact for the Mountaineers. You can see more on all of those players online at WVIllustrated.com. And as we welcome them to campus, we say goodbye to a former 4-star recruit, a running back in Dante Thomas Williams. Came to West Virginia from North Carolina. Well, his career just did not work out. He's been kicked off for a violation of team rules. That's all that Dana Holgerson had to say about it. But in his career, only 14 carries for 43 yards with the Mountaineers. And we got to congratulate Jared Barber. The 5-year player for West Virginia just finished up his final season with a Cactus Bowl victory. And now, after trying out for the Carolina Panthers this past weekend, he has an NFL contract. And tomorrow night, a 6:30 first pitch as West Virginia heads out to Pittsburgh. WVU's baseball team currently riding a 9-game winning streak, trying to finish out the regular season strong. What better way than to have the backyard brawl with revenge on their mind? WVU lost to Pittsburgh earlier on in the season. That is the latest on the Mountaineers in Morgantown. I'm Jeff Coyle.
And heading to high school baseball, St. Joseph Central Catholic High School versus Charleston Catholic High is playoff action now. Charleston Catholic jumped out to a big lead in the first inning, never looked back. They win big 28-0. Yes, indeed, that was the score. Meantime, Greenbrier Resort owner and Democratic gubernatorial candidate for Governor Jim Justice calls for more than $1 million in sponsorship money to be removed from the state budget.
The money provided room, food, and entertainment to the state during the week of the PGA Tour's Greenbrier Classic. This year's Classic will be free and open to the public, and to avoid quote-unquote political games, Justice says there will be no concerts this year. He expects the concerts will continue in years to come. The golf tournament runs from July 4th to July 10th. Another chilly night in our forecast as we take another look outside.
But we'll show you a city in a different region experiencing winter-like conditions. That and much more when 13 News at 11 returns.
Start your day with a Tudor's Signature Country Breakfast Platter. For a limited time, get our Country Breakfast Platter for only $4.99. Say good morning with a Tudor's Biscuit World Country Breakfast Platter.
Pucker up, because whenever Colin Farrell is here, there will be kissing. Plus, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis are ready to party. All new Ellen.
Tomorrow at 4 on WOWK 13.
Hurt in a car wreck? Who's going to calculate how much money you're going to get?
Not the insurance company.
They'll offer you less. We'll work to get you more.
All the money for your medical bills, lost wages, and more money for your pain and suffering.
And we work hard to get it for you, often without you having to go to court.
Injured? Who works to get you more? We do.
It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. We're attorneys, Farmer, Klein, and Campbell.
We have the power of more.
Call 346-5990.
Brick Street is very committed to their customers. We have a whole team of dedicated individuals that service our business and works jointly with us as a partner.
Quality of service is definitely something that we pride ourselves on.
We have personal relationships with the people we work with at Brick Street.
We're a part of their team.
It's a phone call away, a quick email, your questions are answered expediently. It's very good to have a working relationship like that with our workman's compensation carrier.
Now during Kubota's Get Set to Save sales event at State Equipment, receive 0% financing for 72 months on the #1 selling subcompact tractor in America, the Kubota BX 1870. With a 54-inch mower deck, this 4-wheel drive lawn and garden tractor is a must-have for any property owner. Get the ultimate subcompact tractor, the BX 25D, with 0 down and 0% 72-month financing for just $256.25 per month at State Equipment.
Is it too late?
How'd that bruise get on her leg?
I don't know. To call off the wedding. You saying I'm beating you?
Why do you think we are here?
All new Dr. Phil.
Tomorrow at 3 on WOWK 13. Brian Hughes on 13 News, working for you.
And finally tonight, something you don't normally see in May.
Residents in Maine woke up this morning, get this, to snow, and not just a little bit. The National Weather Service says it's the most snow on record this late in the season on, of course, recorded record in Maine.
And luckily, Spencer, we didn't see any white stuff past few days around here, but...
Well, we did it snowshoe, not that much, but it did snow up there. But I heard a man today who was talking about being in northern Michigan, and he tried to play golf yesterday, and he got a snow check. Not a rain check. He got a snow check. Okay. Can you believe that? Nothing like that here, but tomorrow you might need a rain check. It is going to rain tomorrow. We'll stay in the 60s. Then we have a couple of dry days until about Friday night.
Just don't forget your rain jacket and umbrella tomorrow.
Thank you very much. And thank you for joining us on 13 News at 11.
We'll see you back here tomorrow night.